Hello, everyone. This is Rick with the Cyber Pro podcast. Industry leaders share their insights. It's 5 questions in 9 minutes because hackers never sleep. I'm excited. Today, we're going to talk with somebody who is starting their journey in cybersecurity professionalism. Jessica, tell me, who are you and what are you hoping to do with your career?
My name is Jessica. I'm prior law enforcement, prior military, prior procurement response, doing a career change into cybersecurity. I find all of it so incredibly fascinating, but I'm focusing on getting into red teaming at some point. But right now, I'm just working on those entry level SOC analysts, those type of positions.
Amazing. Why does red team and that pen testing side of the house really just intrigue you?
Working through some of like the hack the box type things. It's puzzle solving. It's peeling away those layers and trying to figure out what's making it all tick in the middle. And in the end, it's helping organizations and people stay more secure through that red teaming. So
Amazing. So you are on the cusp of being a cyber professional. Why did you want to become a cyber pro?
uh because it's cool. I mean, and not just that. I mean, having done law enforcement, I liked helping. I liked doing security, and throughout my years in the corporate side, I liked the IT side of it. I liked watching what they did and seeing how they did, and it's kind of my way to do something I like and give back at the same time.
That's awesome. I mean, most people think about it as, oh, I just want to sit behind a keyboard, but it sounds like you want to do it because you want to help the community, you want to help the company that's out there for you. With that being said, I'm really curious because we talk to, all gambits of folks, right? From the leadership down to the new recruit here. And you're in that boat. Cybersecurity is a top concern. What does that mean to you?
Well, to me, I mean, right now, organizations and businesses of all sizes across all industries, and I mean, even at individuals like you and I, and everybody else, we're targets right now. Everybody's a target right now because it's easy money for the criminals, and because we're all so interconnected with each other digitally, we all have to work together to keep ourselves safer and more secure. And
Yeah, that's great. I'm going to ask two questions before we get to the final one, and I'm going to split my next question up. I do want you to take time to share your insights with us because I think they're just as important as any leadership. And so we'll start with that, share your insights, and then I'm going to ask you to pivot, and I would like for you to share your journey. How did you get to the point you are today where you're ready to take on a cyber role?
yeah, so for the first part, I mean, having been working towards a career change, it's really tough. I mean, it is tougher than I had ever imagined it would be. But I work with a lot of people at my level. I help guide them to resources. I help guide them to, connect them with different people in the community that have specialties that they want to specialize in. And there are some incredibly talented and incredibly smart people trying to get in the industry, and they love it. They have the drive. That's what they do all day, every day, is learn, learn, learn. And, for the sake of bringing that knowledge into the industry, as well as for the industry itself and succession planning, it's important for businesses and organizations to find ways to get people in, whether it's through apprenticeships or organizations willing to train, or even people who can just donating vouchers for certifications, because sometimes it's a cost barrier for people. And so that would be my insight as to what I'm experiencing now. I mean, I guess I should have done the other question first because it makes more sense to look at it, but that's okay. As far as my journey itself, having done procurement response for so long in the corporate industry or in the corporate side, I reached a point where my position was one of those ones that gets eliminated. When a business has to make changes, when they reorganize, when they try to sell to competitors, my position was always the first one eliminated. And that's frustrating, knowing that you're doing so much work and you're first on the chopping block no matter what. Because people think RFPs are easy to respond to. So I reached a point in 2020. I'm sure everybody has their 2020 story, but I sat back and I'm like, what do I really want to do? And there was a position I'd thought about years ago that was, something like analyzing bank transactions. And in 2020, when I went to look for this, I realized I couldn't find it anywhere. I didn't know what the name of it was. And I think, knowing now, I think that position's probably been automated by now, and which is why I couldn't find it. But I didn't know where to start. I'm like, cybersecurity. Let's go into cybersecurity. It's security plus IT. It's stuff I want to do. So I'm like, well, information security analyst sounds about closest to that other position. And I'm like, where do I start looking for this? You don't know where to look. So I just went to LinkedIn. I'm like, information security analyst in my area. And there was a woman on there, and she was nice enough to respond to my LinkedIn. And, we talked for a while, and she gave me some pointers. And then I'm like, let's go to college. So I decided to do the university thing and get my bachelor's degree. And now here I am.
That's awesome. That's a great journey. So let's wrap it up with a fun question, Jessica. What's your favorite piece of retro technology that makes you smile?
Okay, this is dating myself, but the TRS-80.
Interesting. I was not expecting that from you. I expected something far different. So why the TRS-80?
That was the first computer I ever used. It's the first computer, my dad ever had, and I loved doing the text adventures. And when I was a little kid, it had that big red reset button on it. And when my dad was working at coding, I would reach up there and boop, press the button when I was like little. I apologize for that now, Dad, wherever you are, because you know what? After learning some coding stuff myself, I am so sorry.
Oh man, what a great time, Jessica. Awesome having you on the Cyber Pro podcast.
Yeah, it's great being here. Thank you so much for having me.
You did it. You made it to the end. Check us out for future podcasts and more content.